Sachin Pilot, senior Congress leader, is joining me now. Mr. Pilot, the government says that the Congress governments have always opposed caste census and that caste was not included in all the census operations conducted since independence. And they are also saying that in 2010, the then Prime Minister, late Dr. Manmohan Singh, had assured the Lok Sabha that the matter of caste census would be considered in the cabinet, which was not done. So when it is about political will, it is Prime Minister Modi who has displayed it rather than you, who had the option of executing it, but you did not.
I am absolutely amazed how one can try and spin the story at this hour. For months and months and months, Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the entire Congress party, at all our working committee resolutions, all our conventions, we have been shouting from the rooftops that we want a caste census. Now, a lot of people in the media thought this is breaking up the country, this is not required to be done. And the BJP, no less, the government of India, had on multiple occasions said not to be done, this is not required. In fact, every minister in the government of India went and shouted that we don't want the caste census. Now, after the pressure mounted, and Mr. Gandhi in Parliament and outside made an issue of it, the government today relented and announced it will do a caste census. I think it's not about the credit. This is the beginning of what we feel is the right way forward. This is going to open the door for us to understand exactly where people are living under what conditions. Unless you have the data, scientifically attained data, you can't act on it. The question about credit and political advantage is not important for us. What's more important is that we've been able to force the hand of the government, which was so reluctant and vehemently opposed to this, finally gave in. And they only give in when the water is above the nose. And that's what happened today. And let's see how this pans out, because the quality of the data and actions henceforth will be far more important than the mere announcement this afternoon.
Again, what the government is saying, yes, it may not be about credit war, but because this is the government which has taken the call, it is saying that it has stolen a march. The point being made here, Mr. Pilot, is that the Congress government decided to conduct only a survey instead of caste census, and the survey is known as SECC. Do you think the data that on the basis of which you were distributing the benefits of the benefits of the government was skewed?
So Maria, why are you going back to the Congress government? For the last 11 years, there's been a BJP government, and as recent as yesterday, the BJP government of India were opposed to it, and publicly so. They were not hiding the fact that they were against the caste census, but obviously the political pressure, the kind of grassroots support that we got for this issue, they understood and they read the writing on the wall and have announced it today. All I'm saying is that I'm glad they did, though belatedly. Moving forward, what is far more important is that they don't do a shoddy job or just on the tip of the surface. Because in Telangana, for example, what we've done is a very detailed analysis of how people are living, what conditions they're living, their per capita income, their education, their standards of life, etc. Those are very, very important questions. I don't want to go into which government did what. For the last years, we have been asking singularly, the topmost agenda for Mr. Gandhi and the party was, let's get an actual holistic exercise done using scientific means to get tangible data for us to make policy interventions when we require them to do so. So today, after a lot, and this is the surprising part of the government, I'm sure even the topmost ministers in the government had no idea what they were doing it. But I feel that they've read the political landscape, how it's shifting very quickly, and people are understanding why we are saying that we need the caste census. And for whatever reason, they have succumbed to what we've been asking for. They've done it. I appreciate it. I think it's a welcome step, but we'll wait and watch to see how things pan out in the next months to come.
Okay. Could you have done it when you were in power? You were also part of the cabinet, part of the Council of Ministers.
Yeah, could we have not done many things 50 years ago? We could have announced bullet train 30 years ago. We could have announced Notebandi, last year. It's all in history, right? But for 11 years, 3 terms, the same government. And the fact you're not appreciating, Myra, is the fact that when we're asking for something, they're brushing it aside. For years, the BJP was making a non-issue of it, and they were actually calling the Congress party names and using adjectives that I can't repeat on the camera, that this is unbecoming, and why should the Congress party, Mr. Gandhi, Mr. Kharge ask for these things? Now suddenly things have changed. No one is asking the government that you've taken a U-turn for the nth time on multiple issues, including lateral entry, including Farmers Bill, including Land Acquisition Act, so many U-turns, including this one. So I think you should be asking the government that solid question as to why you're opposing it publicly, and suddenly you decided to do it. For our sake, I'm happy for the country. I'm happy for our party that our stance is now vindicated. And we hope that this will have very, very positive results coming up.
And last question to you, as someone who interacts with multiple sections of people, are you not sensing that this could also clear the decks for what will be seen as demand for reservation in the private sector coming up next, and that could also lead to pushback from the private sector?
Because that's speculation. I won't go into it. All I'm saying is basically we are a country that is 1.4 billion people. Unless we have actual data. So today there's a lot of claims, counterclaims, there's allocation of budgets and policies ad hoc. We don't know how much budget we're allocating to what scheme, to what programs, and who are the beneficiaries. We have today the Aadhaar card, we have bank accounts, we have digital fingerprints, we have everything. Why should we not know? If we can do a head count for all the tigers and the animals and so on in the country, why can't we know who is living in what condition and what we need to, perhaps sometimes you need to reduce some assistance to people who already had enough and they're more needy people in some sections. So it's basically a scientific way of analyzing the data and our demography so that we can do justice to everybody. It's a very simple task if one has the conviction and the political will to do so.
All right, Sachin Pilot, really appreciate your time here on NDTV.